What's going on, Micro Scale Garagers? Right now, I got the AO1 flipped over right now. I'm going to take the skid plate out of the AO1 and put it in the AO3 until I can get ready to order some more parts. Because we got to order a lot of parts, and we got to order a lot of parts for the 3D printer. We're going to need a main board for the 3D printer, and we're going to need a power supply. So right now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 4 screws out. That's going to drop the motor and trans, and then we're going to drop the skid plate, swap this skid plate over here to this trans to the AO3. That way Xavier has something to crawl. He want to crawl something with a D4L anyways. So we're going to do that right now. Let's go ahead and grab our Phillips screwdriver. We'll go ahead and take this screw. We'll pop this screw in this little 3D print bucket right here. And we'll keep our screws. And I got a bucket over there, or a box, or a tote, whatever you want to call them, crate, with the AO3 screws in it. What happened with the Jeep? We were crawling it. I'll see if I can get some footage. I know I got it. I sent it to Instagram, and then I sent it to Facebook. I don't know if I could send the videos from Facebook to YouTube. I'm gonna have to look into that. But it's been, what, since 2016, this ESC drove. I mean, that's really good. That's some crawling, and I've crawled this Jeep a lot longer than my F-150, I want to say. Well, I don't know, I haven't had the F-150 longer, but I've used the F-150 a lot, but I've used the Jeep a lot more because it's smaller, and 2, I like that it's smaller. 3, when the F-150 was down, when I didn't have the money to buy the metal axles, and when I was building Miss Datsun, the F-150 was down for all those months. So that was more mileage on the Jeep. So the Jeep's gonna get a metal skid plate now. Let's see here, I can move the whole motor. I'm gonna have to pop my axles all the way off. Alright, let's try and pop the axles all the way off. Right, we got a complete front axle off. Man, our Jeep is getting stripped down. Got a complete rear axle. And you know what? The axles that we're gonna put on the Bronco, I might just use those, put those in the Bronco. That way our Jeep would get brand new axles. Remember, I ordered the axle kit for the Bronco. So once we get the Bronco nice and printed, and I get the K20 all nice and designed, I want to use a truck with the extra long springs that Don gave me. And I think I'm going to build it with this carbon frame that Don gave me. So I think I'm going to put the Bronco on that. And then the F-150, it's like a 1989 F-150, might go on these frame rails. I'm not for sure, but this is a short frame rail. I don't know, but I'm really liking this carbon frame, and I think this is more like a competition frame where I can, oh, it's very dark. I was watching. All right, but I like how this frame looks, very competition. But we're gonna think about that some more. That was just me just rambling on. All right, so our axles are off. Poor truck. Let's go ahead and slide that out just like that. Alright, so we're using Don's jack stands to hold the Jeep up. Got our axles sitting over there. Here's the part that we need. Here's our skid plate. We're going to get that popped on onto the AO3. And then we're going to take it outside and take it for a test drive. We might go ahead and see if I got enough metal axles. I'm not sure if I got any. That's a Jeep metal axle. Do I got any? Oh, I think I just got. Oh yeah, I got Jeep metal axles right now. Oh, sweet, that's really good. Wait a minute. I got one MD5 350. Part number. Remember, I think this is a P01 axle dry shaft, but it would be cool just to have one metal dry shaft. Probably in the front, keep the weight down in the front. But we're gonna crawl it with the 30 mil weighted tires and see how the 802 run. Man, I haven't drove this truck in a while now. Let's get ready. I mean, I didn't have to take the skid plate. I could have took the skid plate from the Bronco because the Bronco needs. I broke the steering tie rod. I told you guys about that. Could have took the skid plate from that, and I could have took a ESC from my RC 4-wheel-drive Defender because that has an Orlando Hunter Defender, and my hot glue camera, my FPV camera, failed. So I haven't really been driving those except for the boys. They've been driving those. And they want to get into driving the Orlando, so just want to get Xavier running. Let's get this going. It's getting nice and sunny outside, and I want to drive. All right, I have to look in there. These two, we're gonna put these two here and here, and these four should go right here to bolt these on, right here on the side rails. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and try and pop the dry shaft in. Or not the dry shaft, but we'll get the transfer case in, and then we'll slide the dry shafts back into where they belong. Let's just get this into the frame first. Just like that. It was a little bit harder with the Jeep. Jeep frame's a little bit more compact, and then the transmission should just pop back in there like that. Zip this screw in for a little bit. I'll grab this other one. There's a bunch of lint on it from the sitting. Now this truck has a 300 RPM motor in it. I had a 500 RPM motor in it, but I did not crawl a 500 RPM motor. And these aren't tightening down. I don't know if these are really screws. That's it. That's it on the bottom over here. Oh, we're all out of frames. Alright. I had to find my tweezers real quick so that way we can. Oh, these tweezers. Look at that. They're not tweezers no more. Now they close. Alright, we got one dry shaft in there. We should just be able to take the tweezers. I missed. There we go. There's one inner or upper. So Xavier wants to build in Orlando. I asked him if he wanted it. As my GoPro was rudely interrupted. As you guys see, I still haven't put my Super Shocks on yet on my D10. I've been driving around with those. I have hards in the front, and I got the Extra Speed 2.0 hards in the rear that I had left over in my drawer from those big shots I had made on the F-150. So now I'm gonna take those hard springs from the front, because those are Orlando Hunter hard springs on the D10, and I'll put those on the rear of the D10, and then I'll put some mediums in the front, kind of like what I'm running on my AO2 right here. Alright, we got Don's rims on there looking all nice and sexy. I'm on a 3D printer roof rack. Once I get my 3D printer back running. Our speaker, little 3D printer speaker box go right back there. And we'll take the Jeep battery. So much more room than Jeep. Battery back in. Oh yeah, he's ready to go. Already. He's very bouncy. I don't remember it being that bouncy. I haven't had a battery in it in a while. So here we go, body on. All right, yeah. Man, it's very bouncy with those springs, but nice and soft. We got our nice and travel because now we get way more travel than we do our D10 because the servo is lifted. You know, it's up. If you reverse your servo mounts, I don't know if you guys can see that. I took the body back off, but the servo mounts are not sitting like that. The actual servo is actually sitting above the frame rails. What you do is you unscrew them, you swap them left and right, and then you flip them upside down, and then you bolt your servo up here so your servo will sit up here. I'm not really for sure if, I know on the D10, if you take some hot glue and you glue it up right and you slide it a little bit down, you can get your servo to sit like this. Put all that weight, you know, electronics and weight on the nose of that truck. I haven't done it yet to this one. I gotta get some more hot glue, but I want to actually 3D print an actual mount that'll flip the servo because the body is just enough tall enough and it sits just enough to where that servo can sit right on the lip of that body right there. And you can have it upright if you wish to.